one of the biggest non-Josh Harris things, the news of the day, certainly, I mean, it was funny. Like, you kind of saw it go through Radio Row. We were live early on radio. Was Myles Garrett. So this is kind of interesting. Here's a TV trick. Mitch got to talk to Ryan Leaf earlier, and he just walked by. You get to hear that later. How about that? But no, so the Myles Garrett thing was pretty fascinating. Garrett is an absolute star, stud, whatever word you want to use. I mean, he's like a 7-time All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year.
Everything you want out of a defensive end and then some.
The only time he's really missed time was his rookie season. He's got at least 14 sacks in the last 4 years. He's got at least double-digit sacks in like the last 7 years. Garrett is the real deal. Says he wants out of Cleveland. Now, it's also worth pointing out he has no guaranteed money left on his deal. So could this be a contract ploy? Yes.
Certainly.
But Garrett, to me, I talked to Gerald McCoy earlier, who knows Myles. He's like, I don't know, man, that's a pretty loyal dude. Like, if Myles Garrett just wanted more guaranteed money, you just wanted money converted, you could go to Haslam and say, yo, I need more guaranteed money, and they'd probably do it. This trade request feels a little more real because Cleveland is so broken, and that dude wants a chance at playoff success.
They're broken because all of the money that Deshaun Watson takes.
Sure.
I mean, it's an impossible situation.
They're broken because of the owner. Like, we can recognize it now. Like,
Absolutely.
I know what the Jets look like. I know what Cleveland looks like.
But here's my question for you. And Myles Garrett's obviously an incredible player. How much are you willing to give up a first rounder to get him?
2.
You'll give up 2 first rounders for him?
Myles Garrett just turned 29 last month.
I'm aware.
He's an absolute stud. You're picking 29th this year. And then next year, you're probably, if things go the way you project
they're picking 20
they're
plus.
picking in the 20s.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 1s for Myles Garrett yesterday.
I want him in the burgundy and gold. He's exactly the player that this defense needs. Any defense across the league needs it.
Now you got to rework the deal and there's stuff. And if you look at Adam Peters, if you look at San Fran anyway, when Peters was kind of number 3, they traded for Trent, they traded for Christian McCaffrey. Like, they trade for stars.
Right.
In the brief time he's been here, Peters traded for Lattimore, like, not scared to trade for stars. I'm not saying this is likely. The cap ramifications for Cleveland would be really, really wacky if they actually made this move. You'd have to rework some contracts. Like, a lot would have to happen, but I'm not ruling that out. Like, I think there's reason for legitimate speculation surrounding the Garrett thing because of his position, the position in need in Washington, the cap space Washington has. I get you want to build through the draft, but this is a different level of player.
Totally agree with you. And
2 1s yesterday.
I do want to make it happen. I just wonder how it fits into the building through the draft discussion that they've had for so long. And
Ruben
covers
the Eagles.
Yeah.
Busy.
I think that this, obviously, the team made the NFC Championship this year, right? So the timeline gets sped up. This feels like this would be a very aggressive move. And I like it because of the player that he is. But we have to talk about the reasonability of it all with the way that Adam Peters and Dan Quinn have talked about this thing. And for that reason, like with the T. Higgins talk and
generally I'm the no guy. Like the T. Higgins, I'm out on
T. Higgins. Yeah, okay.
This is something entirely
T. Higgins is a great player.
Because to me,
I just don't want to trade for. I just want to pay him.
Well, for me, dude, it's like Jamar Chase. I've said I don't think Jamar Chase will come
available. Yeah.
Right? But they couldn't get the deal done. Maybe they tag him.
And you pay whatever you can to get.
But Jamar Chase, you give whatever it costs because he's outrageous. I put Garrett in the same category.
Okay. I agree. I agree.
I think the NBA has really ruined this with the Supermax, that one guy gets 1/3 team All-NBA and he qualifies for a Supermax. The term like star and superstar and all that stuff gets thrown around
a lot.
Way too much, but Garrett is actually that.
He is a superstar. There is zero question about that.
And when you look at Garrett, dude, he's now making $10 million less than Nick Bosa. You don't think that's on his mind?
Of course. Of course he's looking around the league, looking at how much all these guys are making.
Right. He is a true difference maker. And for a defense that I know people weren't thrilled with Lattimore the way he played, but if you had traded for a stud corner, at least they believe they've got him, and then you are able to acquire a stud D end, all of a sudden, like, the conversation around Washington getting to an NFC title game isn't like fluky. It's like, damn, that team is loaded.
And they're building towards doing it again. I mean, that's what you got to.
And who's the bully of the NFC East right now is the Eagles. And what have they done? They've aggressively traded
offensive and defensive lines,
and they've traded for.
And they've traded for folks. Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I at least think it's interesting.